I was reading about Mason Cox. Basically, did the opposite thing. So he was a basketball player at Oklahoma State, some 6'10" guy, didn't really even get much playing time, just a big dude. And somehow he found out about Aussie rules and he moves over there. So it's just the opposite thing. How's he as a player? Is he getting the respect that natural born Aussies are getting, or how does that work? Is that a common thing, or is he like one of a kind in that sense? Because I see a lot of guys doing what you're doing, the Aussie guys coming out here and playing, punting. That's becoming a trend, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't see it the other way around.
Yeah.
So
there's been a couple of guys. I think Mason has certainly had the most established career, I would say. And I think the way that he's gone is probably more impressive than us coming over here.
You think so?
Yeah, because
why?
I mean, the skill that we kind of do with kicking is already very transferable. So you only need to tweak a few minor things. Whereas he's had to learn how to kick.
You guys have to be athletes.
Yeah,
you
and he's also
and
I mean he's come from basketball, so he's already a really good athlete, no doubt. But then he's had to learn the game, and it's a very complex game. So I think what he's done is really good for the game of AFL in America, because he's given it a massive amount of exposure. I think it's pretty impressive. He actually cops a bit of flack in the media.
Does he?
Yeah, because I mean everyone has a bad game, but I think because of who he is, and because of his story, he kind of stands out a lot and probably cops more than your average player because of where he's come from.
Bro, this man grew up in Texas, Mason Cox. He's lived in Australia for 2 years, and he's already got an Australian accent.
Yeah.
Have you heard him speak recently?
He's still got an element of American. Like, it's not, I wouldn't say he's like a...
But he's got all the lingo. He says, mate, the whole 9 yards.
Well, I mean, everyone says mate.
You've been here for 2-3 years. Why don't you sound American?
Has yours changed?
I'm doing everything possible
You're just trying
to not get the American.
You're watching like Australian movies every night and everything.
Yeah, I'm like on the phone back home to my mates, like, just talk to me. I need to hear an Australian voice.
Do you think it'll change or no?
I don't know. It was nice to go back home over New Year's and kind of freshen up. And
OJ was adamant that he's never going to lose his. Yeah, he could live here for 10 years and still have his sports
I think there's like a threshold. You get to a certain age and then it kind of, it just stays. Whereas if I had to come over when I was maybe like 16 or 17 or even 18, then I would have maybe been more like impressionable, and I think it subconsciously happens. Because I reckon there's even times where if we're in the weight room and we're getting the count, right, and like I would subconsciously just say like a number with an American accent because I'm hearing it.
Oh, do you?
I think so. I think it happens.
Do you feel yourself saying it and then you're like, damn it?
There's been a few times where I've noticed myself with like saying an American sounding word and I've been like, don't do that again.
You say y'all.
No.
Are there any like
y'all is something that is something I'll never say. Y'all.
Yeah. But are there any sayings you've picked up? Like OJ loves using cap.
Oh yeah. Cap is an American
There's
thing.
some like sayings that he's picked up and like incorporated.
And
anything that you
vice versa, we've picked up some British lingo.
Okay.
Safe.
Safe?
Yeah.
Like, give me some context.
They're like, hey, what's up, Ben? Safe, Mo. Like every time OJ walks,
it's like a greeting.
It's a greeting.
Yeah,
that wasn't much context. Every time he opens up the apartment front door, safe Mo, safe A Money, safe Lou Dog, and he just says safe to everybody.
Is that like an introduction? Like, what's up?
Yeah, it's just like, what's up?
Safe.
It's universal. You could say it to.
It's kind of like a bet. You could replace it with a bet.
Or it's more like, what's up? Hey,
safe.
hi. Yeah. Okay. What else? He's got a bunch of different ones, but.
It's interesting.
No, I was actually surprised. I was listening to Mason, and he sounded like he's born and raised in Australia.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it doesn't work the other way around. I don't know.
Good on him. I think he's going the right way.
Give Ben, there you go. Give Ben another year, and he'll be American.
Nah, I don't reckon.
How about if Eamon and I went to Australia?
I think you have a very good time.
I'm talking about in terms of accent. Is it sought after the same way? Like if a girl listens to your accent here, she's all over it. If Australian accent, yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, is it like, oh my God, he's got an American accent? Like, wow.
I've never been in that position where I've had an American accent and been in Australia,
No,
so I
but
don't
you-
really know.
you
You've been
wouldn't know.
Australian. You've been over here.
I've been in Australia and I've come here.
And you've seen Americans in Australia, so
Yeah. I'm going to assume that, yeah, he probably would because it's different. And this is very poor generalization, but I feel like Australian women don't like Australian men. So
Really?
that's tough.
Feel like
I think
American
you
men.
would have a pretty good time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we have to move to Australia.
Go to Australia.